Hi friends, good afternoon. Welcome to SQL Master YouTube channel. So I am Manju here and I welcome you all for my YouTube channel. So in this video we are going to deal with complete ETL process, what all the things will be coming into ETL testing picture. Okay, so this is a very important video and kindly watch complete video so you will get one common knowledge, okay, complete knowledge about ETL process. So before starting the video, if you are not subscribed to SQL Master, kindly subscribe to SQL Master YouTube channel. So that is a great motivation thing for me to make more videos on this regard. So let us begin the things. So this is what the slides what I made here and you can observe. So first initially, what is ETL testing? ETL testing is done to ensure that the data that has been loaded from source to destination after business transformation is accurate. It also involves the verification of data at various middle stages that are being used between source and destination. ETL stands for extract, transform and load. So this is what the picture represents ETL process and business intelligence. You can see here from here to here this is what ETL process, and from here to here this is what business intelligence picture. So here we are CRM, ERP, flat files and unstructured data. We are extracting heterogeneous data to ODS, and from here the data is moving to stage, and from the stage it is moving to data warehouse, and then it is moving to data marts of respected departments as the data is subject oriented. Okay. So then comes to business intelligence, that is dashboard reports. Here the business intelligence are going to generate the business reports. Okay, by using business key metric fields, the business intelligence are going to generate the reports. Based on that, the business owner can take a decision of business, whether it is up or down, or what it should be if I want to improve my business. So in that mode, the business owner is going to start the business to make business up. So data warehouse testing. Data warehouse testing is testing method in which the data inside data warehouse is tested for integrity, reliability, accuracy and consistency in order to comply with company's data framework. The main purpose of data warehouse testing is to ensure that the integrated data inside the data warehouse is reliable enough for a company to make decisions on. So then what is ETL? So ETL stands for the extract, transform and load, and it is a process of how data is loading from the source system to data warehouse. Data is extracted from OLTP database, transformed to match the data warehouse schema and loaded into the data warehouse database. Many data warehouses also incorporate data from non-OLTP systems such as text files, legacy systems and spreadsheets. For example, there is a retail store which has different departments like sales, marketing, logistics, etc. Each of them is handling the customer information independently, and the way they store that data is quite different. The sales department have stored it by customer's name, while marketing department by customer ID. Now, if they want to check the history of customer and want to know that what the different products she brought owing to the different marketing campaigns, so it would be very tedious. The solution is to a data warehouse to store information from different sources in a uniform structure using ETL. So ETL can transform dissimilar data sets to an unified structure. Later use BI tools to derive meaningful insights and reports from this data. The following diagram in this ETL testing tutorial gives you a roadmap of ETL testing process flow and various testing concepts. So this is what the picture that represents. Extract the data from source system, transformation is applying here business rules, and loading into the data warehouse, or as it is moving to data mart also, and process the load data from the data mart into the cube or browsing. So extract relevant data, transform data to DW, that is data warehouse format. Build keys. A key is one or more data attributes that uniquely identify at an entity. Various types of keys are primary key, alternate key, foreign key, composite key, surrogate key. The data warehouse owns these keys and never allows any other entity to assign them. Cleansing of data. After the data is extracted, it will move to the next phase, that is of cleaning and conforming of data. Cleaning does the omission in the data as well as identifying and fixing the errors. Conforming means resolving conflicts between those data that is incompatible. So, that they can be used in an enterprise data warehouse. In addition to these, this system creates metadata that is used in diagnose source system problems and improves data quality. So then load data into DW, that is data warehouse. Build aggregates. Creating an aggregate is summarizing and storing the data which is available in fact table in order to improve performance of end user queries. ETL testing process. So similar to the ETL testing process, ETL also go through different phases. Okay, so the different phases of ETL testing process is as follows. You can see here the phases of different ETL process. So business and requirement understanding. The first phase, test planning and estimation, designing test cases and preparing test data, test execution with bug reporting and closure, summary report and result analysis, and test closure. So you can observe the diagram clearly here. So then moving to ETL testing is performed in 5 stages. Identifying data sources and requirements, data acquisition, implement business logics and dimensional modeling, build and populate data, build reports. So ETL process, financial data, CRM, ERP, so in staging area, that is database, and it's moving to data warehouse, and then it is moving to cube, from which there people can access the data from cubes to their data mass, okay, and use downstream systems to generate the reports. So that is the OLAP analysis and reporting and data mining. So here, identify data sources, data acquisition, implement business logic, dimensional modeling, build and populate analytical cube, and build reports. Validating the data required and the data sources, data profiling and data quality and performance acceptance criteria, data transformation rules. Reviewing the data dictionary, that is metadata, validating the source to target mapping, validating of ETL DW architecture, validation of data model, okay, indexing and partitioning, etc. And then here archival purge strategy, error logging and exception handling, then parallel execution and precedence, ETL null logic, okay, so that is a full logic, full incremental, okay. So then test data preparation, ETL testing and end-to-end scenarios, OLAP and cube testing, reporting testing, that is drill down and drill through. So these are some concepts you come to know here in this video. So then moving to next slide, that is types of testing, the testing process. So production validation testing, table balancing or production reconciliation. This type of ETL testing is done on the data as it is being moved into the production systems. To support your business decision, the data in your production systems has to be in the correct order. Informatica data validation option provides the ETL testing automation and management capabilities to ensure that production systems are not compromised by the data. Then second one is source to target testing, that is validation testing. Such type of testing is carried out to validate whether the data values transformed are expected data values. So next one is application upgrades. Such type of ETL testing can be automatically generated and saving the substantial test development time. This type of testing checks whether data extracted from an older application or repository are exactly same as the data in repository or new application. Metadata testing. Metadata testing includes testing of data type check, data length check, and index constant check. So moving to next slide, that is data completeness testing. to verify that all expected data is loaded into the in target from source from the source, the data completeness testing is done. Some of the tests that can be run are compare and validate counts, aggregates and actual data between source and target for columns with simple transformation or no transformation. Then moving to data accuracy testing. So here this testing is done to ensure that the data accurately loaded and transformed as expected. Data transformation testing. Testing data transformation is done, as in many cases it cannot be achieved by writing one source SQL query and comparing the output with target. Multiple SQL queries may needed to be run for each row to verify the transformation rules. Then data quality tests include syntax and reference tests. In order to avoid any error due to date or order number during business process, data quality testing is done. Those syntax tests, it will report dirty data based on invalid characters, character pattern, incorrect upper or lower case order, etc. So then data quality testing, reference tests, that is it will check the data according to the data model. For example, customer ID. Data quality testing includes number check, data check, precision check, data check and null check. So moving to next one, that is incremental testing, ETL testing. So this testing is done to check the data integrity of old and new data with the addition of new data. Incremental testing verifies that the inserts and updates are getting processed as expected during incremental process. So GUI and navigation testing. This testing is done to check the navigation of or GUI aspects of front end reports. So then it is how to create ETL test case. So how you are going to create the ETL test cases here. So ETL testing is a concept which can be applied to different tools and databases in information management industry. The objective of ETL testing is to assure that the data that has been loaded from source to destination after business transformation is accurate. So it also involves the verification of data at various middle stages that are being used between source and destination. With performing ETL testing, two documents that will always be used by ETL tester are ETL mapping sheets. And ETL mapping sheets contain all the information of source and destination tables, including each and every column and their lookup reference tables. An ETL tester need to be comfortable with SQL queries, as ETL testing may involve writing big queries with multiple joins to validate data at any stage of ETL. ETL mapping sheets provide a significant help while writing queries for data verification. So then the second one is DB schema of source target. It should be kept handy to verify any detail in mapping sheets. So ETL test scenarios and test cases. So test scenario and test cases here. Mapping doc validation. Verifying mapping doc whether corresponding ETL information is provided or not. Change log should maintain in every mapping doc. So validation, that is validate the source target table structure against the corresponding mapping doc. Source data type and target data type should be the same. Length of the data types in both source and target should be equal. Verify the data field types and format are specified. Source data type length should not less than the target data type length. Validate the name of columns in the table against the mapping doc. Constant validations. Ensure that constants are defined for specific table as expected. Data consistency issues. So the data type and the length for a particular attribute may vary in files or tables, though the semantic definition is the same, minus of integrity constants. Then completeness issues. Ensure that all expected data is loaded into the target table. Compare record counts between source and target. Check for any rejected records and check data should not be truncated in the column of targeted tables. Check boundary value analysis. Compare unique values of key fields between data loaded to the WH and the source data. So next one is correctness issues, that is data that is misspelled or inaccurately recorded, null, non-unique, or out of range data. Then transformation, that is data quality, the number check, need to the number check and validate it. Date check, that is they have to follow date format and it should be the same across all records. Precision check, data check, and null check. So null validate, verify the null values where not null specified for a specific column. So then coming to duplicate check, that is needs to validate the unique key, primary key, and any other column should be unique as per business requirements, are having any duplicate rows. Check if the duplicate value exists in the column which extracting from multiple columns in the source and combining into the one column. As per the client requirements, needs to be ensured that no duplicates in the combination of multiple columns within target only. So date values are using many areas in ETL development for, that is date validation here. To know the row creation date, identify active records as per the ETL development perspective, identify active records as per the business requirement perspective. Sometimes based on the date values, updates, inserts are generated. So complete data validation, that is to validate the complete data set in the source and target table minus a query best solution. We need to source minus target, target minus source. If minus query returns all any value, those should be considered as mismatching rows. So needs to be a match row among source and target using intersect statement. Okay. Then the count returned by the intersect should match with individual counts of source and target tables. If minus query returns of rows and count intersect is less than source count or. So this is what the thing here, the complete data validation check, and here you can see the types of ETL bugs. Okay, so what all the types of ETL bugs we can face here. So you can observe here user interface bug, BVA related bug, that is boundary value analysis bug, ECP related bug, and hardware bug, race condition bug, load condition bug, version control bug, and source bugs, input output bugs, and calculation bug. So these all are called as the ETL bugs. Okay, so this is what the thing, types of bugs and description. So user interface bugs or cosmetic bugs, that is related to GUI of application, that is font style, font size, color alignment, spelling mistakes, navigation, and so on. Okay, boundary value analysis related bug, that is minimum and maximum values. Okay, while assigning passwords, okay, you can set the rule like how much maximum characters, letters you can use for password. So that is what called as BVA related bug. So equivalence class partitioning, that is related bug, valid and invalid type bugs. Okay, and input output bugs, valid values not accepted, invalid values accepted, calculations bug, that is mathematical errors or final output is wrong. So these are the bugs types. Then coming to load condition bugs, that is does not allow multiple users, does not allow customer expected load. So race condition bug means system crash and hang, system cannot run client platforms. So these are called as race condition bug. So version control bugs, that is no logo matching, no version information available. This occurs usually in regression testing. And hardware bugs, that is device is not responding to the application. Help source bugs, that is mistake in help documents. So then coming to the responsibility of ETL tester. So what are the ETL tester responsibilities then? So key responsibilities of ETL tester are segregated into the three categories, that is stage, table, or SFS or MFS. That is business transformation logic applied, target table loading from stage file or table after applying transformation. Some of the responsibilities of ETL tester are test ETL software, test components of ETL data warehouse, execute backend data driven test, create, design, and execute test cases and test plans, test harness, identify the problem and provide solutions for potential issues, approve requirements and design specifications, that is data transfers and test flat file, writing SQL queries for various scenarios like count test, performing testing in ETL, performance testing in ETL. So what is exactly the performance testing in ETL? So it is a testing technique to ensure that ETL system can handle load of multiple users and transactions. The primary goal of ETL performance testing is to optimize and improve session performance by identification and elimination of performance bottlenecks. The source and target databases, mappings, sessions, and the system possibly have performance bottlenecks. One of the best tools used for performance testing or tuning is Informatica. So we can use here Informatica for performance testing. So then automation testing of ETL. So in the general methodology of ETL testing is to use SQL scripting or do eyeballing of data. These approaches to ETL testing are time consuming and error prone and seldom provide complete test coverage. To accurate, improve coverage, reduce costs, improve defect detection ratio of ETL testing in production and development environments, automation is need of 1 hour. One such tool is Informatica. So we can set the ETL testing in automation mode. So that is used in Informatica. So best practices for ETL testing: make sure that data is transformed correctly without the data loss. The truncation projected data should be loaded into the data warehouse. Ensure that the ETL application appropriately rejects and replaces with default values and reports invalid data. Need to ensure that the data loaded in data warehouse within prescribed and expected time frames to confirm scalability and performance. All methods should have appropriate unit tests regardless of visibility. To measure their effectiveness, all unit tests should use appropriate coverage techniques. Strive for one assertion per test case. Create unit tests that target exceptions. So this is what the thing, friends, I here discuss with you the complete ETL processes and what all the concepts involved in ETL process. So kindly watch the complete video that you will get some more new ideas of about ETL processes. Okay. So I think this is sufficient for today's video, and I hope you understood this concept clearly, and I will be with you in some more with the ETL concepts or queries, okay, in my future videos. So till that, bye bye, have a nice day. Thank you, friends. Thank you very much.